If you didn't read the description, this is how to play chess, and all the names, and basically how you can beat your opponent in 4 moves, if they also do the right moves, because you never know. Anyway, basically these are all pawns. This is also a tutorial on how to play chess, and alright, since this is this side, if you can get one of your pawns all the way over here, you can exchange it for one of your dead pieces, as in, say that you have this castle dead, but you want it back, have this piece all the way over here, then you can exchange it for a castle. You take away the pawn, put it back to the castle, but it would be all the way back over there. Alright, but yeah, basically pawns, at the beginning, when they're on this line, they can either move 2 spaces or 1 space. Hold on. Cameras. Alright. So they can move 2 spaces or 1 space. Only on the first move. So if you've only chose to move once, you can't go twice. Also, pawns can't kill straight. They have to kill diagonally. They can also not go backwards. And then move on to the castle. It can go anywhere from side to side or up to down. So it can go all the way. So currently this castle can go here to here to here or here or here, because it could kill that pawn. Anyway, yeah, that's how castles work. They can go anywhere, up, left, right, down, anywhere like that. But they can't jump over others, like other pieces. The only one that can jump is the knight, or some people call it the horse. And basically it moves into an L shape, like 1, 2, 3. See, if it's there, it can go 1, 2, 3, or there. So currently, if it's here, it can go there or to there. And then they're the only pieces that can jump over other pieces. Then let's move on to the bishop. This piece, it can move anywhere diagonally. So currently this one can move here or kill the pawn. It could also move here, here, or here and kill the pawn. Stuff like that. And of course, it doesn't have to move all the way. It could just move here. And then before we move on, oh wait, we already covered those. Anyway, this is how you set up chessboard, is get all those pawns in one line, and then castle goes on the edges, knight goes right next to the castles, bishops cover the king and the queen, and I set it up wrong. Queen gets her color. Apologies for the water in the background. It is a fish tank, and it's kind of loud with the filter. And alright, so the king, as soon as you get your king to die, boom, checkmate. The whole game is over after your king dies, or your opponent's king dies. Whoever's king is dead, they lose. And of course, the king, it can only move 1 spot in any direction, so diagonal. So currently this king could go here, 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 or even here. Or you could just choose to move a different piece, but anyway, it could go there. Also, the queen, it can go left to right, up and down, like the castle, but it could also move diagonally anywhere, like the bishop. So it's like the overpowered piece. Unless you consider jumping over your opponents and your own pieces to be overpowered. Then it's the knight. Either way, so there is some other stuff I have to cover, I think. Alright, currently, well, I know for a fact that there is 8 pieces. There are 16 pieces in a game. So 8 pieces in front, and then 8 pieces in back. The front pieces, they can all move once or twice in the very first round, so that means there's 16 right there. And then these guys can move 1 or 2, times that by 2 because there's a second one which equals 20 different moves in just the first round. So there's a lot to do with that. Anyway, it is a thinking game. Yeah, I can be surprisingly good. But here's the thing is, now I have to show you guys how to beat your opponent in 4 moves. I've done this twice so far, and one time I had to do it in 5 moves because the knight was kind of in the way. So, but it's not bad. Basically, you start off with this, going twice. Well, I guess it could go once, but I'd recommend twice. And then I always recommend doing the bishop right here, right there. And to make sure it's right there, just like count 3, like 1, 2, 3. Then it's on the 4th one. And then the queen moves all the way to the edge. No, it's not checkmate yet, because just eliminate this pawn. Checkmate. Nothing you can really do. Nothing. Because king moves over here, there's always the bishop. So it's kind of an overpowered move, except you can only use it on your opponent once, because after you've done it once, the strategy is ruined. Anyway, hold on. These are switched. Alright, anyway, strategy is, your opponent can easily figure it out after you do it. But at the very beginning, it's kind of hard to predict what's happening unless you have, until you have your queen over here and bishop over there. That's right. So, yeah, all my friends who are watching this, I can't play chess with now because they've watched this. Okay, well. Also, you always have to recommend, alright, say I have this. Obviously, nothing's gonna happen to my king, except right now, this knight over here could take out my king. Say it's my turn with the king. Your opponent would have to say check, because the knight is right there, so I have to move over here. But say, for instance, this is here. And then, not knowing that this is over here, I move here, get away from the knight, this thing, and then it's over there. But then now, your opponent just kills you. That's against the rules. You have to actually say you can't move there. Obviously, this is not checkmate. Okay, that was weird. Anyway, so 4 moves is actually 4 moves with the pieces are actually this fastest possible chess game, unless you're moving the pieces incredibly fast rates. Yeah, so you'd have to be pretty fast to make it in a game. Like, even with 5 moves, usually that's not gonna beat 4 unless you're going really slow at 4 and really fast at 5. Something like that. But anyway, of course the strategy never works, especially when your opponent does something like moves the knight over here and then over here during the process, because then it's really annoying. Well, not over here, but anyway, either way it could be really annoying very soon. And yeah, that's really all I have to say about this really cool and amazing game. I like it because it always challenges my brain. I don't like playing against people who lose all the time, because then it's not really a challenge. I like to have a challenge, but then if I lose, I'm sad. But it is always fun to have a challenge, so if you have a chessboard, just go challenge your friends to a chess game and then challenge your brain. If you lose, continue to practice until you figure out a good strategy. Also, if your opponent always uses the same strategy every single time, use that. Trust me, if you have a friend, let's just say this friend of yours always does the exact same strategy, starting off with the knight, for instance, then obviously, if it's the knight over here, you can easily take them down. Especially if there's if it's one of those people who continue to move on with the knight, because it is a pretty okay chess piece. Like for instance, you could move here to here to here, killing the pawn to check. Currently, this is not checkmate because you have this queen. Yeah. Anyway, it's of course, it is an amazing brain game. I love this game so much. And if anyone can, I'd be okay with having a challenge. Like what I mean is, like, in the comments, like, figure out some sort of strategy or some sort of challenge for me to see if I can do it. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. A 10-minute video for like a 4-hour game. Seriously though, this game can take a while because of how much time, and like, it's such a brain game. Like, especially for me, I literally project an image in my head, knowing exactly where the pieces will go and why, and then my opponent takes like an hour. And then as soon as they move their piece, I move it instantly, and then they take like an hour to figure out what to do. I don't like it. But it's still funny because I start laughing because I know exactly what I'm doing. Because it's funny because, well, now my opponent knows what I'm about to do. Which is sad because, alright, say you have something important over here. Look over to this side. Like, your face really close so they don't look over here. Because it would be obvious if you looked over here. Wait a second. This guy's looking at me. This guy's not. Okay, that's just weird. I just realized that this little whistle thing, I just call it the whistle because it has that thing. The bishop and this bishop are facing the same knight, and that knight are facing opposite. Castle, can't really tell. I think they are facing the same way. All the pawns are facing the same way. Also, another fact, I know this is taking forever, but alright, is hold on. Alright, basically, what I wanted to say, sorry for the camera quality, it's kind of dark and light at the same time, and it's really bad and kind of blurry. Anyway, knight, say it's on a white square, and you're trying to move it. It can never go on the black, another white square. It has to go on the black square. So whatever square it's on currently, it would have to go on the opposite square. And this, I forgot what they're called, bishop. Man, hold on. Let me get something. Alright, the bishop will always stay on the same square. Unless, of course, you get a pawn over there. And then it might be on a different one. And that's pretty much all I have to say. And goodbye.